So, hi Titus. Hope you're doing well. Love you, buddy. I pray for you and your brothers and your family every day, and just encourage you to enjoy what you're doing, take pride in what you're doing, and always try to understand it well. And it's okay to once you understand it well and can do it accurately, and then try and do it fast. But first, understand. Second, get it right, and then third, speed. But you want to show your work. Anyways, here we go. So this is sixth grade, chapter 7, lesson 6, which is page 160 and 161. Last lesson for chapter 7. So it's between. And so if you want a number between 1 and 2, just 1 point something then. 1.1, 1.2, anyway, 1.999. Anyways, but just break it up. Here's one way of doing it. Or if it's fractions, you do it as mixed numbers. What's between 1 and 2? You can do 1.5, or if you cut it into eighths, those would be between. But what's between 1 and 6/8 and 1 and 7/8? Well, then if you just double, if you call this 12/16 and 14/16, what's halfway between 12 and 14? It's 13/16. Of course, you don't double the 1, but just double. And if that doesn't work, then you triple, which you'll see like on number 21. Anyways, so I wrote the problems down to help me do this faster. So here, pick the number. What's between 35 and 36? I'll let you look at that. What do you think it is? And yeah, it's 35.08 would be, and decimals, just remember, decimals, think dollars. What's between? Well, it's gonna be $35 and change. Here you call this $7.80. You can drop the 0, or $7.90. What's between? It'd be $7.80 something cents. Number 6, the answer is, yep, $7.81. Number 9, I would make that a mixed number. That's 2, 3. So that's 2 3/4, and this is 3. And again, if you just call this 6/8, if you double that, what's halfway between? And you could think of this as 2 8/8, which is 3. Anyways, it'd be 2 7/8 would be in between. And you could use logic. This is equal to 11/4, and this is more than 3, so it has to be that one. Anyways, number 12. What's in between here? It looks like that'd be 1.727, 1.728, and 1.729, right? Looks like this is going up by hundredths. Here, this would be 3.002. So this would be 2.999. Oops. No, it wouldn't. This would just be 3. You can say 3.000 if you want, or just 3. You could just say 3. You don't need all those. It's okay to make mistakes. That's why I double check. Catch your mistakes. Number 18, looks like you're going up by hundredths. Place value is so important. Ones, tens, hundreds, going to left. This is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. You just, first number to the right is tenths, hundredths. This is like money. So in between would be $21.08. And after $21.09 would be $21.10. And you can put the 0 there to make it look like 10 cents. Okay, now this is the tough one here. There's nothing in between there as far as thirds go, so if you double it, that's 4/6 and 2/6. But there's only spot for one number, so that doesn't work. So you have to triple it. That's 6/9, and that's 3/9. Make them negatives. So now you can do it. There's room for two numbers in between. So this would be -5/9. This would be -4/9. Hopefully that makes sense, right? And then two word problems. So I always I call it slicing the pizza. Label what you're doing and box it off. So you just don't end up with a pile of numbers. You know, box stuff off as you do stuff. So first off, we got to find out how much she used. See, she used 1.5 cups of sugar to make the cake, and she used 3/4 to make the pie. So plus 3/4. I'd be tempted to make these into decimals. Or you just call this is 2/4 plus 1/4 is 3/4. And that's 2/4. Anyways, I might be making this too complicated, but here, I'll just show you what I'm thinking here. I'm just breaking this up. And 2/4 and 2/4 is 1. So anyways, it ends up being 2.5 or 2 1/4. That's one way of looking at it. Here's another way, probably the way you're supposed, I don't know. This is 1 2/4 plus 3/4. You get 1 5/4. And 5/4 equals 1 1/4. So your answer is 2 1/4. And if I did it decimals, really the decimal that way, I think it'd be the easiest. Let me box this off. That's 1.5, and that's 75, and you just add money. That's 2.25. To me, that'd be the easy way. It's just do decimals. And so if you had how much is left, so it's 5 minus 2 1/4. Well, that'd be 2 3/4, because this has to add up to 5. Here, I could draw a picture. Here's 5, and I'm taking away 2 1/4. Don't I end up with 2 3/4 left? Or if it was money, you know, 2.75. Anyway, that's how much is left. And I'm not going to bother writing the cents, but you should write the cents. 2.2 3/4 cups left. All right, so average, I don't know if you know that average, it's a total divided by the number of numbers. There's your little formula. And so I'm gonna add up to get my total. And so 7, I'm thinking 3 times 9 is 27, it's 1 less. So that's 26, that's how I would do that rather than adding. And now, so that's my total, 26.7. And I could just use my head here. Isn't 27 divided by 3 going to be 9? So shouldn't this be 8.9? But anyways, I'll show the work here. 26.7. You bring your decimal straight up. That goes in 8 times 24. And you get 2 and bring down the 7. And so yeah, you get 8.9. I don't need to write the rest. 8.9 is my average. So there you go. Love you, buddy.